So any academic can pick up a book of the people of Tasawwuf in the past and read and try to understand what they said and then parrot it out. Anyone can do that. A computer can do that. AI can do that. But what we want is a heart that receives that meaning, that is connected back to the Prophet ﷺ through an unbroken chain of transmission. And this is why they used to mention conditions for taking a shaykh in the spiritual path. And two of the most important conditions are that, one, they be a person of Shariah. They be a person who follows the sacred law of our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. My advice to anyone is not to spend time with anyone that disregards the sacred law of the Prophet ﷺ. That all of the teachers that I know are the truly pious people. They are the people that adhere most to the sacred law in its details. Kamal al-Mutaba. And this is really what, if you find someone not following the sacred law or disregarding the sacred law, my advice is to distance yourself from that person. That person could harm you. So one is that they be people of Sharia. They know the sacred law. They don't have to be a scholar and a mufti, but they have to have a knowledge of the sacred law for what it is that they do. And they have to have a knowledge of the sacred law for what it is that they do, and then a general knowledge of the deen. And then the second thing is that they have a chain of transmission. Okay, they have a chain of transmission that I would add that people know in the time that this person is permitted to be a teacher that can help you refine your character. This is really important. And everyone has the right to ask about this. Just as you have the right, if you're going to a doctor of some sort, to ask him what his or her credentials are and where they studied and so forth and what their specialty is. That's fair game. And likewise, someone who has said that they've studied, where did you study? What did you study? It's perfectly legitimate to ask about that. In fact, it's important in general because this affair is deen. As the famous Tabi Ibn Sirin said, "Inna hadha amr deen." This affair is religion. فَانْظُرُوا أَمَّنْ تَأْخُذُونَ دِينُكُمْ. So look very carefully to who you take your deen from. And then, especially in the spiritual path, when people are helping you refine your character. Okay? So, and you'll see the real impact that it has. Someone that's permitted, meaning that they have teachers, and their teachers have given them permission to teach. And then sometimes people can teach, even in outward knowledge, these certain sciences, but they have to wait before they teach something else until they're permitted to do so. And likewise with the spiritual path, is we only speak about certain matters when we're given permission to do so. And so then Shaykh Abdullah Gangohi, may Allah have mercy upon his soul, that he adds benefit here when he says, when the traveler seeks to elaborate on spiritual mysteries and realities, this is how he's referring to the haqa'iq, without permission, his own choice and intention play a role. So this is something that the people of Tasawwuf, of Tazkiyah, people of Ihsan are very careful about. We want to be careful in how we exercise our choice and that how our intentions are. He then ceases to be purely an instrument of the divine will. His elaboration lacks an illuminative quality owing to the darkness of the non-divine that has contaminated it. If he makes some impression, it will be short-lived.